Hi, I'm Scott with Marc's Mobility. Today I'm going to show you how to access the function control module in a quantum power chair, so stay tuned. The first thing we're going to do is take this plastic cover off. Now there is different types of covers. This is the more modern one. There is 4 screws here. There is a different one that has more of a plate and then 2 knobs that you would turn and then pull the plate off that I'm going to show you in a video overlay. But this is the most common one. All we need is a Phillips screwdriver to take these 4 screws out. Okay, once all 4 screws are out, this plate just pops out as I drop some screws. But this gives us access to the modules. So you can see back here, you have a couple of boxes, you have your actuator, but this right here is your module. This controls all of the functions on your unit. To gain access to this module, you can try to reach around through here, but it's much easier to just take it out. We have 2 more Phillips screws, one right here and one down here. Now that both screws are out, the box kind of sits in this metal bracket that we can set to the side. And now this gives us access to our control module. So here's the brain box. I'm going to go through what the different plugs and ports do on this brain box. I'm going to throw up a diagram right now. Feel free to pause the video and look at that diagram. But starting here, we've got different color-coded sections. Like you can see, we've got yellow, blue, there's an orange, green, and red. So the yellow is if you have separate right and left legs. You really shouldn't have to use the yellow. That's a pretty rare thing to have. Now the blue port is going to be for your elevating legs. So if you have a left leg, it will go in the blue, and a right leg will go in the yellow. But if both legs are interconnected, it just goes into the blue. The leg one is labeled ELE for elevating legs. The next one is the orange port. The orange port is for your seat lift, and it should say lift on the cable. So that's the orange port. The green port is going to be your recline. So this brings just the back down. This is your recline actuator right here, and it says ACT, standing for actuator. That is your recline actuator. And finally, we have your electric tilt, which does the back and the seat and the legs all tilt at the same time. This one is going to be labeled tilt. And then this right here, they have 5 top ports. Now they don't use these. Quantum does not use any of these except the middle one. This is your elevating sensor. This tells the chair when you're elevated to drive at a reduced speed. So this senses when the chair is not all the way towards the ground. This senses when the seat lift is higher than that. Now finally, this is a 12-pin connector. This is for old switch boxes. You really shouldn't have to use this because the newer switch boxes are actually plugged into these bus cables right here. We've got our main power and we've got our switch box. These 2 are interconnected. You could flip these and nothing would happen. So I'm going to plug all of these back in. Our tilt goes here in the red. Our recline actuator goes into the green port. Now, if you were to not plug these in, you would not have that function in your chair. So if I have the elevating, or I have the recline unplugged, if I go to the recline on my joystick, it will not work. There it is. Recline is the one that says actuator. We have our seat lift. And then finally, our elevating legs. One thing to note is to make sure you go into the correct port. If you were to swap cables around, like let's say I were to put the seat lift cable into the leg cable, when I go to the legs on the joystick, it would control the seat lift and not the legs, and vice versa. So if your buttons are all mixed up on your joystick or on your switch box, this is what you would check. Just make sure these cables are not swapped around. Make sure in the correct location. Now that we're done with the brain box, it's time to put everything back together. We have this metal bracket that was on here earlier. Just fits in like that. Then our 2 long screws are the ones that mounted this brain box. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this top screw first. Now there is 2 threaded holes. I like to use the top one. That'll secure this a little bit better. I just like to line it up. And then start screwing it in. So I'll start the top one and then screw the bottom one in as well. Now that our brain box is back in, we're going to put our shroud back on. It goes just like that. Then it can be a little tricky to line these up, so sometimes you can just look and see if you can see the threaded hole. Once you do, we'll just get your screw and then start screwing it in. And we'll do all 4 of these. This has been how to access your function control module on a quantum power chair and what all the different ports mean. If you like this video, if you have any other questions or you're interested in any products, feel free to give us a call. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.